The City Footy Club will be your
Stewart,
call.
socks down.
Well, win the toss, I'd bat.
Yes. Well, call's going to be with the Tigers.
Boulder win and be kicking to the hospital end.
There we go. Thank you, MC Mark Johnson down there, the ground announcer for the Goldfields Football League. An outstanding effort for he, and we'll see him again at the proceedings a little later on.
I think it's an audition to get up here with us.
Well, you know what? He's a big man.
Yep.
He loves being part of it. He loves being part of the action. And he sent to me a message earlier this morning. He goes, I've been in 6 grand finals, 6 winning grand finals. Today's going to be no different. So I think he's just talking about his own performance.
He's got the long sleeve on. He's from the Territory. He's used to humidity. He's used to heat. We're about to get underway here in the GFL Grand Final of 2019. Shan goes up and winning the ball out of the centre was Hughes. The Mitchell medalist is underway here for the Boulder Tigers, and he goes inside, well, just outside 50. An opportunity for Dempster, who dropped the mark, but there he is, the man who mops up in Hams. He hand passes across, but it's cut off by Hughes. He bounces off 1, bounces off 2, finds himself in free air. Hand passes backwards to try and get a kick away, but again, Hughes with 3 possessions right in this early stages, and the Boulder Tigers just bang it inside 50, and the ball runs out of bounds, does it, as Hodge was about to approach.
Cracking start.
Hughes, about 3 or 4 possessions in a matter of moments. Good contest first up 2 by Shand against big Alex Stewart, and the big men will go again. We've got no score here in the very early stages of the 2019 Grand Final. We have Shand against Stewart. Boulder kicking to the left of your radio, kicking towards the hospital end, and very much not happening out of that boundary throw-in, but kicking it inside or outside was the Boulder defence, but coming across was a nice spoil by Butterfield, I think it was, and the ball's gone out of bounds on the outer side, right underneath that scoreboard, which currently has duck eggs all round.
Good on you, Scooter. Good open start to this first quarter thanks to our partners at Goldfields Canvas. Ball comes back into play. Nothing quite doing in there is the ruck work of Big Hagrid. Coming out now is Kirby. He gains some ground down the far wing. One-on-one contests this side of the goals for the Roos, but it's swept up now with the work of the defence of the Tigers, and they're looking to go further on down the line towards the half-back line. Chopped off there by the Roos. Goes to a contest in the middle. Good mark taken there by Ryan McDonald. An inclusion into the season 2019 for him, and he's here on Grand Final day. Hams with the long sleeves, easy to pick him out. He was taken high. Did he duck into it? Umpire just let it play on. Holding the ball against Hams, and a free kick will go the way of the Tigers with Tyson Hodge. So he manages to move it on quickly. It's Haynes who goes inside 50, but Cullen's all on his Pat Malone right there in the centre of the 50 and manages to sweep things up.
Now,
had no opponent.
Another Hams that played waffle in AFL that used to do that a bit and get criticised for it, but that was too high all day, every day.
Well, the kick from Cullen was an absolute doozy. Free kick's been pointed out, though, to still stick with the Roos. And we're just seeing things that probably not at a frenetic place, but that he has started off with a lot of attack towards the ball at this side of the time. We've also got probably 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side, make it 8 players who are on the defensive side at the moment of the ground for the Tigers, and that's the attacking side for the Roos towards the railway station end. So working it out of defence now are the Roos, and they do it through the agency now of Josh Allen. He managed to get that from Jack Varian. Ball goes down the line now. Couldn't quite take a mark. Was big Cam Simons. He's gone right down the ground. He's right in the guts of the thing here at Sir Richard Moore Sports Arena. Alex Stewart picks it up. He manages to go further down the line. Roos running onto it at the start. Could have been taken there. High, not quite. In comes the smooth work of Hughes. Logan Hughes. Goes no further than the centre wing now. Big Hagrid Stewart manages to get his mitts around it. Goes towards a defensive kick now, which is going to end up in the arms of the Tigers, and that's with Kynan Bevan.
Running around with their heads with their chickens off at the moment, Simo. It's a little bit of a frenetic start.
Most definitely.
That was a deliberate fraud slip as the ball comes from defence from Bevan, and the ball's gone out of bounds. Early observation, Simo.
Yeah, look, we're trying to see 2 teams maintain possession of the footy, and we're seeing 2 very good defensive setups not allowing it to happen.
Yeah, and also some kicking to the opposition, which we did see a lot of that in the first quarter of the second semi-final. Completely contrasting conditions here this afternoon as the umpire will call for another ball up. So have travelled momentarily, 3.5 minutes this first quarter, thanks to Goldfields Canvas, thanks to all our sponsors here on the Triple M broadcast, as Varian will bring it inside 50, looking for a teammate, but coming across was Leo McLean, cut across the path there of Shepherd, who was such an important player in the second semi, and takes makes the relieving mark. His kick's a little shallow, gives Bevan some work to do, but he's got some support with hooks deep in the pocket here at the old scoreboard end. Good tackle there by Harper. Could have got taken too high was Bevan, but hand passes back to McLean. So doing it a little untidily out of defence there were the Tigers, and the ball's now hit Kirby on the chest. He goes inside 50. The ball bounces off the chest of Simons, picked up by Hughes. He's already touched the thing about 7 or 8 times. We haven't even gone 5 minutes. He now crosses defensively across half-back looking for Rundle. Sam Rundle running that outer wing, going up now looking for big Jace Coleman in the 29 and the long sleevers and the mullet. I love him. He hand passes now to Grover. Grover from inside the centre square looking to go inside 50, and the ball just trickles out of bounds on right in front of that scoreboard, which reads once again Glenney 0-0 playing 0-0. We have the close one early days here, 4.5 gone thanks to Goldfields Canvas.
Started pretty similar to the second semi-final so far, didn't we, before we sort of blew things open in the second and third quarters.
Just wasn't sweating as much.
Right, a ball comes back into play now. It's with the Roos trying to move it out of defence, getting all wrapped up. It's holding the ball. Well done. A big tackle there from Dean Haynes, and he'll get a shot on at goal at this point in time. Haynes, who is playing his 19th game for the season, kicked 2 goals so far in 2019. A young fella, hasn't missed much footy in the last couple of years, and Haynes has the ball in his mitts right now. It's 5 minutes that we've just crossed over in this first quarter for Goldfields Canvas. Haynes has the opportunity to put something on the scoreboard in this first quarter. It's a big kick on goal. Huge on the line.
I think he's kicked it.
I can't see umpire Graham Davis,
yeah,
but everyone else can, and he says, yes, I'm going to give that a goal, and it's the first this afternoon to the Tigers.
Massive effort by Dean Haynes. Hasn't missed a game for 4 years. He's kicked 2 season goals. If we had Tab touch on this particular occasion, he would have been 150 to 1 to kick the first goal of the GFL Grand Final, but he has done so. So well done to he in his 76th game. I do like the intensity the Boulder Tigers have brought here early days, Simo.
Yeah, most certainly. Their energy levels are up, and what we're seeing is them playing a more proactive style of footy than reactive. Second semi-final, they were very much on the back foot. They were second to the footy, therefore they were reacting to what Kangas did. I reckon they're playing this game more on their terms at the moment.
So very early days, 6 minutes gone in the first quarter of the GFL Grand Final of 2019. Our broadcast partner is Holman Cabinets as we're back in the centre. Again, Stewart just read the ball so well, gets it out to Davies. He soccers it forward, very clever play. And now it's in the agency of Tej, but goes past him. Big Simons goes to pick it up, but the Roos are in there trying desperately through Bradbury, but he's well taken by a tackle, and the umpire says, give it to me. Nice little bit of work there by Tom Tej. I like his start so far. Didn't get to call his name too much in the other 2 finals. Shan goes up, ball's come down, or streaking past with some Roos players. The ball just needed to squeeze itself out, but it didn't. So we're about 40 metres out, directly in front. Umpires certainly going to be earning their pay this afternoon as they throw it up. So Simon's up against Shand, and it's come out the back now to Rundle. He gives it to Muller. Great to see him playing, and he'll go up to half back, but there he is. Oh. The smartest guy on the field in Alex Stewart just positions himself where the ball is always going to be, and he's about 70 metres out and will put the Roos deep into attack. Falls on that right foot, didn't really get good connection, and it could be Russell here takes the easiest chest marks, and he'll relieve Boulder by hands. Or the hand pass was a little overcooked. It goes to Bevan, and he now goes up looking for his teammate here in Benny James, Glenney.
Absolutely. James is onto the ball, didn't quite know what to do, was all wrapped up. Ball spills out now. It's with Butterfield. He gets the hand pass across now. Getting all in there was Harper.
Great
he was
tackle.
taken without it. Taken high there, and the umpire says holding the ball probably a couple of minutes late.
No, I think it was more of a high tackle on Logan Hughes.
God, how's the start by Logan Hughes, folks?
He has been incredible.
Epic. This would be one of the biggest standouts of individual effort that I've seen in the first 5 minutes of the grand final for many years.
Just giving me tingles.
We've called him for probably at least 12 to 13 possessions so far, and now it's a shot inside 50. Pinpoint accuracy. He lines up his teammate there in Hodge just on 50. We're behind his kick, but he's looking for options, is Hodge from 50. Kicking towards the hospital end at the moment. We've travelled 8 minutes in this first quarter. The Tigers have got 1 on the board so far on the Worthy Part scoreboard. Hodge is a big kick to the top of the square. Ball spills free. Ball right there on the last line of defence. Comes out now. Turning around and dodging on a dive. Dogs around 1. Dogs around 2. Shot on goal from Haynes. And it's a minor score.
He started well.
And what's he doing down that end of the ground as well? That's a bit of a change-up, isn't it? He's normally got a bit of a role in defence, but Haynes has been popping around those goals down there as, like they do say, boys, a cork in the ocean.
Both their scores. Gee, that was smart by Alex Stewart. It was a one-on-one contest there. He was going to struggle with the distance, was Hodge, and Boulder didn't have another player down there. Hagrid just come in and forced it through, nearly forced it through, and then Haynes almost reaped the rewards for a goal. But we're retracing. Let's get up with the action, and it's with Kirby who kicks it to the outer side, coming across there with the Boulder Tigers with numbers. In fact, that 4 of them going inside 50 now, but the Roos might be able to mop this up, and the mark is taken by Higgins right there just in front of the defensive 10-metre square. He chips across now, looking for his teammate in the agency of Smiley. So a veteran almost in GFL ranks is Smiley. He hand passes to Hams, goes across to a 2-on-1 situation to put Bartell under the hammer, and the Boulder Tigers probably quite delightfully take it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Not the most amazing kick there. I think he kicked it a 2-on-1 and the opposition ruckman, so definitely put Bartell under the hammer there.
Sure did. Boundary throw-in. Oh, it's clever again by Stewart. Picked up by Bartell, but he's beset upon by the Tigers. But here comes Big Hagrid Stewart. He picks the ball up and with a daisy cutter goes into the centre of Sir Richard Moore. It's with Bradbury. He has an outlet number here through Kirby. He's right on his Pat Malone in the centre of Sir Richard Moore. Goes long or goes short and precisely, but the ball was dropped there by Davies. And the umpire has found a free kick, I think, to the fortune of...
No. Umpire, yep. So umpire Hayden hadn't heard the call from Roberts, and he's managed to bring it back. So it's now with McDonald. He goes inside 50. No, ball's going to come back to McDonald. So Chad McDonald, an inclusion this afternoon for the Roos. He's not going to take the kick, I don't think. Is he? Yeah, he is. Well, they're just lining up for the kick at this point in time.
I'll take it.
Yeah, no worries. Run out there, Scooter. Chad McDonald it is. His kick goes inside 50 towards a pack forming. Couldn't quite make anything of that one for the Roos. Ball spills free. Tej gets it no further than the man turning around onto his boot, over for a minus score in Bradbury. And that puts the Rouge onto the scoreboard in the 10th minute of this first quarter. It is the Goldfields 981 Triple M footy, thanks to our broadcast sponsor in Holman Cabinets. The scoreboard at the moment for Worthy Parts. One behind to the Roos, the Tigers, 117.
He's got big core strength, upper body there. Bradbury just pushed off his opponent way too easily for the liking of Aaron Sweet, I would suggest there, Simo.
Yeah, fantastic balance across the board.
So Rundle, who takes the resulting kick from full-back, he's at half-back there, just almost on the stripe of the 50. So going to attack here, looking for his ruckman in Shand. So he's at centre half-back, Gaddy on the mark. Hughes is thereabouts. His start has been something to behold. Goes into the centre now looking for Coleman, but up goes Varian, who makes the spoil. So 3-on-1 and the Roos ring out here through Davies. What will he do now? Just kicks it and goes long inside 50 as you would when you've got big men down there. And Harper! The big fella, the Melbourne Footy Club supporter, he must be a champion. So he takes the mark 20 metres out directly in front and will go back, and I dare say will salute for the first goal in the 2019 Grand Final for the Kalgoorlie City Footy Club, and that'll be the last reference today to the Melbourne Football Club.
This guy has got exceptional skills. He's obviously a very big man, so he can take a grab, but below the knees, his work on the ground is absolutely exceptional.
So one of the 23 or 24th men to come in, Harper, well, he justifies that decision to bring him in as he kicks the first goal this afternoon to the Kalgoorlie City Footy Club, and he's only played the 3 games this year. He's kicked a goal, but a very important goal for his second for the season. So unlikely opening goal kickers for both sides. Dean Haynes for Boulder and Josh Harper for the Kalgoorlie City Footy Club. I dare say, Simo, the tactic may be that sort of 15-metre area there is all Josh Harper's, and the other boys will do the work around him.
I'd suggest so. Obviously the work rate, we've seen Cam Simons a lot further up the ground. He wants to try and get up there and break that mould where he can end up with sort of 3-on-1s. If they do go to a 3-on-1 on him, that's going to expose and leave the Bryce Shepherds and the Harpers more open.
Still, Coleman's been around a lot of things too. Probably hasn't been effective, but he's been a big presence around it. He's a big man with long hair, isn't he? Those flowing locks. As the ball's back in the middle of Sir Richard Moore. It's umpire Kerr, puts it into the orbit. Ball goes up. Tap one there by the Tigers, though, but there's Coleman. He's onto it as well. Couldn't quite win a possession out of that. Could have been taken high was Muller, and a free kick has been awarded. So Muller, who's on the opposite side, and 50 metres well.
Gee, it was a silent whistle. I didn't even hear the whistle then. So, did you pick that up?
No, I didn't, but I'd say it was just an encroachment over the mark there. Whether they'd had good warning. We see Davis coming off here. I'd suggest it was him who encroached on the mark. And, I'm sure the umpires gave him plenty of time and plenty of warning to make sure you pull back, and I'm guessing he didn't do it in time.
So Rory Muller it is, who couldn't quite pull back for a kick before to have a shot now on goal. So far, scores are tied up at 1-1 apiece. 7 towards the hospital 10. Does Muller go? And he's in. He's home. That is the second goal for the Tigers this afternoon. They've equalled their score so far from the second semi-final. It's early days. It's hot days. It is the grand final. Your coverage here on Triple M. 2 goals, 1 the Tigers. They lead on the Worthy Parts scoreboard, 1-1 the Roos.
Yeah, probably don't want to remind the Boulder City Footy Club of the second semi-final. I think already, just in these opening period of play, the first 13 minutes, the second semi-final is dead and buried, Simo. That is long gone, long forgotten.
Yeah, no, they've sent that to the curb and they're more interested and focused on here at the moment. Logan Hughes, this individual effort that we're watching out here at the moment is something to really behold.
So back in the centre of Sir Richard Moore will be Alex Stewart of the Roos going up against Shand from the Tigers. He's got to run up, and they did well on that occasion, did Shand. The ball came out by Coleman, but stolen by big Hagrid Stewart. Coming through Benny James, good hands to Freeman. Freeman to Muller, the last goal kicker across to Baston. He break one, break two, and goes bang inside 50 with a wobbly one. Up goes Hodge! Great mark by Hodge. Might have been hands in the back, but I like the theatre of it all, and the umpire doesn't like the theatre at all and has caught him for pushing the back. Oh, it was a good mark, but it was probably there.
I thought it was a contender for Retrovision mark of the day.
Well, I just went down to have a look at that. But yeah, no, look, it was probably there. I got excited.
So the ball's back out on the outer wing at the moment. Pack forms and goes back over the top of it. In comes Bradbury. He goes to ground now. Ball comes out now with Varian.
Loose.
Here comes Sullivan. Sullivan's kick is towards the top of the 50. Kirby. Oh, that's another contender for a Retrovision mark of the day as well. One-handed finds Gaddy, who's by himself, but he looks in that direction for Shepherd. He couldn't quite take the mark, but the umpire pays it. He says, I'm going to pay it anyway. But anyway, we're going to see some goal-kicking action here from big Mitch Shepherd, who in the last game kicked 2 in the second semi-final. He's kicked so far 12 for the season in game 16 this afternoon. He's
much better when he's got the stretched-out leg too. I'd back him in from this distance.
Is he going to stretch out the leg, though?
Yeah, he will.
Okay, here comes Shepherd as Simpson calls the leg call. Right now, crossing over 50 towards the railway station end. Kick is on goal. It's a good one. I didn't see the leg, just saw the end result, where umpire George Gale in the goals says, yes, that's the 2 big ones. Scores are levelled up. It's 2-1 apiece. 13 on the Worthy Parts scoreboard.
Yeah, it probably deserves to be that too. It's that game at the moment where they both started very well. Boulder have probably got some dominance at the moment in the centre square, but as soon as that free kick was given away, their rebound from defence and finding Kirby all on his own, it was probably only going to result in a goal to the Roos, and it did. Good leg there. God, like his legs. Mitch Shepherd, nice.
Yeah, no, he's got plenty of hamstring there. He's got a big set of trunks, so once he extends out through, there's no looking back on that.
So it's 13 apiece here in the GFL Grand Final of 2019. We've gone 16 minutes this first quarter thanks to Goldfields Canvas. You're at Triple M Goldfields here listening to local football action coming out of the centre. Oh, big clash by Hughes and Varian. They're tackling each other with Gayaban, and the umpire says, give it to me. So we'll do it again in the centre of Sir Richard Moore. He's put in a huge effort this first quarter. Hughes, the big men go up again. Shan down to Coleman. Coleman trying to squeeze it out to Hooks, but coming across there was good work by Varian, and he might have won himself a free kick.
Yeah, there's a free kick pointed out.
So the umpires probably just need to fix their pointing.
Oh, no, bad handball.
Almost does set up Hams. If he's good enough, he's hard to tackle, and Varian will now pretty much restart it again and across to Miller on the outer side of Sir Richard Moore. So the Black and Whites looking to go forward through Tim Miller in the team of the century, going up to Simons, part of the team of the century as well, and the leading goal kicker of 2019, and he takes a very strong contested mark. Probably from 30 metres out as that ball was travelling in, Simo, you thought the big fellow would have his name written all over it.
Yeah, look, he just had pole position there. He was guarding the space where the ball was going to drop, and he's obviously got a long stretch, so he looked after that pretty well.
So coming in for his first shot this afternoon, his first mark, Big Simons, kick 57 on the season. Will it be 58? Look at that kick.
Yeah.
That is absolute precision. Goal kicking in the dictionary. Look it up, folks. You'll see a replay of that kick from Big Cam Simons, and his players and his teammates get around him as you should. That's a real team lifter.
Massive here for the Kangas. Obviously, their 3 key forwards have all got on the scoreboard here nice and early. They're getting the scoreboard pressure, but as you know, key forwards, they love to get their hands on the footy and get a goal under their belt nice and early on. So that's great signs for them. James Kirby, I honestly think Boulder are going to have to try and get some attention onto him. He's been freewheeling through that corridor, plenty of it. He was a result in the previous goal. They need to clamp down on James Kirby because he is running amok in there at the present.
Okay, so we're back in the middle of Sir Richard Moore. We've travelled 17. Make it 18 minutes in this first quarter for Goldfields Canvas. Big men go up, comes off the chest of Coleman, but wrapping all things up in there, trying to get the ball out of it was Shan. Ball's now still with the Tigers. It's with Ryan. He gets it across to Baston. That pole's in the way from my calling point of view, but I can tell you that it's a free kick and it's going to go the way of Baston.
Yep, too high.
Yep, that's that pole. Righto, so here's Baston. His kick goes inside 50. Packs forming, going up high. It was Hodge, couldn't do anything. Ball spills free, working it out now. is Josh Allen, but it goes no further than Cam Grover, who's going to line up for a shot on goal. Geez, it's been really good quality footy that we've seen this afternoon so far, hasn't it? And this is a real entertaining battle that we've got for you here at Sir Richard Moore. If you were thinking about coming to the footy, still come. It's going to be a ding-dong battle. We can feel it. The heat's on, not just in the atmosphere, but also out on the field. A shorter kick. Oh, couldn't quite make the target in Martin. Comes through from Grover. Ball's now on its way towards the boundary line. Boundary throw in a Canberra, not really populated close to the fence. Hopefully it is a little closer towards the marquee set up at the back there, because you'd be needing some shade on a day like today. Hydrate if you're in the audience. Sunscreen apply as well. A safety message from yours truly as the ball comes back in. Here comes Stewart. He gets the ruck tap. Gets to Hughes, who gets all wrapped up, and we'll have a ball just inside 50.
If we can just retrace now, maybe a minute or so, you go back and have a shot at goal on that situation by Grover.
2 words for that, Coach Killer.
Okay, Here comes the ball. Spills out now with Varian. His kick goes around the body, and it comes right out to the dot here of the logo. 2-on-1, 3-on-1 ended up being. In there is Shepherd. He gets the hand pass away. Here comes Dylan Clark. Long sleeves. What are you, stupid today, young man? Anyway, the ball goes inside 50. 1-on-1 right in front of the Railways Club rooms. Close to the boundary. Here comes Harper. Spinning across now as the ball has been called out of bounds, and we'll see a boundary thrown. Geez, it was close.
He got a nice 30-metre purchase on the roll there, but he was out of bounds. Yeah, correct call by boundary umpire Poke.
So we've travelled now 20 minutes into time on. Simo.
Yeah, Mitch Shepherd, he is a big lad. Obviously, he actually has the ability to play key position and can also go into the ruck. His work here down on his ankles and that handball out release to Dylan Clark was exceptional football.
So Shand will take on Simons. He's had a huge workload this quarter, Shand, so at some stage or another he's going to need a rest, but he's up against Simons, inside 50, boundary throw, and the big men go up. Good work there by Simons, down to Davies, and a free kick has been picked out here, and I think it's to the advantage of the Roos.
I think it's going to Louis Davies.
And it'll go to Louis Davies. I was going to say, if it's Simons, you'd almost
he wanted
write it in the book. I think he thought it was his. So a little bit of confusion, but Davies knows he has the ball in hand. And on this occasion, unlike Grover, he should just go back and have a ping at him. Though here comes Clark on his left, but well cut off there by Freeman. So Davies, he goes inside again, but the ball is spoilt. Now a chance to rebound. Baston just picked it up and panically kicked it. It's now in Chad McDonald's hand. He hand passes out to Kirby. He just breaks through a couple, swings on the right foot now, looking for someone. And I think an accidental, out of bounds on the full maybe. No, the umpire said it might have come higher than his knee. That looked like an accidental out of bounds on the full. But the benefit of the doubt.
Or did it take a purchase on a finger or after it ricocheted off the shin bone?
Yeah, dreaming. But anyhow, play on it is with the boundary throw, and Big Shan jumps on his would-be opponent there in Farrick, and we'll have a boundary throw. And
didn't realise we had the GFL bunker, but he does everything else for the GFL. Good on you, Brendan. Well done.
Dr. Simpson, 21 and a half gone. We're nearly at quarter time. Good tap in down there by Simons, picked up by Hamilton. Could have been caught holding the ball. Throw, in fact, and the umpire has picked that out. So a really strong finish to this first quarter, thanks to Goldfields Canvas by the Roos. Should see them, hopefully, if this kick converts, with a 2-goal buffer, and that's very, very important, because Boulder did start this grand final so strong. So, in fact, it's Shepherd who will have the shot. So you can almost write this in the book, folks. Don't want to mock him, but a very good kick for goal. He's already kicked one this afternoon. He's kicked 12 on the season, 13 with the one he kicked. Will this be 14? And a 2-goal advantage to the Roos right on quarter time, and he's shanked it and kicked it for a point, of course, after you give him the biggest wrap ever.
Yeah, he hung it out there to the right-hand side, guys, and it didn't come back. There's no real breeze here, so unfortunately he just laid it off to the outside. But his tackle pressure and his 1% efforts have been huge for a big man so far this game.
We're nigh on quarter time at the moment. 22 minutes played in this first quarter for Goldfields Canvas. A big kick out here from the captain in Russell. That's huge purchase on that kick. That is a huge grab to Tyson Hodge right there on the defensive the defensive edge of the square.
Nothing will beat that today.
Is the Retrovision mark of the day, the Kalgoorlie Retrovision. Jacob Baston's now looking for a forward entry, but there's no Tigers inside their attacking 50. It's all the Roos, black and white, and fantastic movement there of the ball going laterally for the first time this afternoon. Here they go, moving things out is Davies right up on a centre wing on quarter time. We'll send our man Ollie Skelton into the change rooms. That's where he does his best work. 3 goals to 20 and 2-1-13. It's the Roos by 7.